what's up, garden friends? Jeff here, Tropical Plant Party. How's everybody doing? Hope you're good. I'm great. It's nice and sunny out there. Haven't spent a lot of time outside this week because it's been kind of cold and cloudy. It's made me very sleepy. But the sun's out. Maybe I'll go out. I don't know. It's cold. We will see. But this week's vlog, all over the place as always. So if you're new to the channel, then welcome to my life of chaos. Just is what it is. I hope you enjoy. And let's just dive right into it, okay? All right, here we go. I upgraded my Cyberlink. That's what I used to edit. I was using Powerdirector 15. 16 came out, which annoyed me because it was expensive, but they sent me a coupon. It was really cheap. Long story short, I don't regret the purchase because I was able to upload a 2.3 gigabyte, export a 2.3 gigabyte video in 9 minutes and 32 seconds. That would normally take about 30-35 minutes, so very happy with that. I assume that it's this and not a software upgrade on Windows, but maybe it is. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I'm probably switching my software next year anyways. Hopefully going to be going over to Final Cut Pro on a Mac, but this is much better, and they fixed how you work with your audio, which is nice because the way it was before was just stupid. I have a love-hate relationship with Cyberlink. I used to use the free version. It was okay, but it was so dreadfully slow. I hated it. I actually doing things on a larger scale, longer videos. This is better, but 9 minutes and 32 seconds for 2.3 gigs. Phenomenal. That's really neither here nor there. But that's how all these videos go. So, I had a video planned for today. Today's Wednesday, and I filmed and edited the cactus haul, which you guys will have seen on Thursday. I was going to upload the cactus video today being Wednesday, but I was able to get back some of my orchids the squirrels and chipmunks had taken from me, so I did a video on that. And in that video, the video where I'm talking about this, the video is coming out today, I talk about whether or not I should do a video on potting them up, because honestly it makes no difference to me, but some people like seeing those things. I think, you know, it's been done. Everybody has different methods. Mine is nothing special. So I can't pot them up until I hear back. So I have to upload the orchid video today, because Thursday if people say, yeah, make that video instead of doing it in the vlog, then it'll be too late at that point, because I've been trying to get my vlogs edited Thursday night into Friday. Oh, the Stapelia has another bloom on it. Should we talk about the Stapelia? That might be something for a separate video. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's actually pretty cute. You go ahead and dig for those grubs. That's just fine. Oh, you're cute. I want to get closer, but I'm afraid it's going to go away. Be quiet. I think it sees me. I'm trying to not look at it. Oh! There is a woodpecker fight. You're kind of gross. You need a bath. This is what I use for my pets to bathe them. The dispenser kind of sucks. It's really hard to get the wipes out. There we go. And they don't tear apart that easily either. But they're safe for dogs, safe for cats. I don't know about kittens. And he's not so good about it. Pumpkin, though. Does anybody know where Pumpkin is? Pumpkin. Okay, alright. I don't know. We don't know where she is, but she's really good about this. Alright, that's enough pet stuff. So, today, I actually just finished uploading, editing a video, and sometimes, here I am, hello. Sometimes when I plug my computer in, it turns off. And guess what? It turned off. So that's no good. Gonna let it charge for a while and try that again. But in the meantime, it's a nice sunny day. I grabbed my sunglasses, and it is pool closing day. So the pool people are gonna come out, shut things down, cover it up. You coming, dogs? Come on. A little chilly. It's like 50 something. Maybe 48, 49. Before they get here, I don't know when they're going to be here. I need to get the leaves out. I scooped this yesterday, but hey, the wind just blew more leaves in the tree. So, I'm not really looking forward to that, but I'll do what I can. Whew. Okay, it's not spotless, but it'll have to do. The wind just keeps blowing more of them in, so good enough. Excuse me. Excuse me. You trying to get free? Too cold out there for you. You would not be happy. What are you doing? Why are you being crazy? Okay. Alright, so now I need to go through outside and get... There's a vine, a wild vine that started growing up in this sand cherry out here. It's taken over. It's a pretty vine. I cut it back and maintain it, but still, it needs to go. The sand cherry is very old and that needs to be cut out too. That's why I just kind of let the vine grow on it. Because it hasn't been terribly invasive. It's been here for several years. I just have to cut it back fairly often. It smells nice. Got pretty little white flowers on it. Technically, it's a weed, but the native animals enjoy it and whatnot, so it's been okay. But I need to go out there and cut it back and try and pull it out of the tree, because there you can see lots of sunlight, but not enough light down here. It looks much brighter in the video. There's not enough light. Like, the amaryllis are barely budging. Need to get more sun over here. So I have a tendency to get moving with things really fast, and I forget to record them. So I have to... Okay, I forgot. I should start with the important part. I have to get the holiday stuff going early this year, because when it's time after Thanksgiving, I'm not going to have time, so I'm going to get going on it. So I got the window cleared out. Everything's over here. Some things are going to be put away. Some things are going back over, but here it is now. And then done. Looking pretty good. Now, this isn't actually entirely done, because one of my totes is missing. Normally, there's 2 more of these gingerbread houses. I'm actually okay with the 4, though. And then I had little platforms that, so they were on different levels, and I put a cloth down over it so it looks kind of like snow. I don't know where the tote is. I mean, I know where the totes are, but I can't get to it, so this is fine. The main thing is just getting the garland up. That's a chore, and now I'm saying that is more loop than that. Alright, so there's still some work to be done, but hey, the bones are in place, and I'm happy about that. I went through here and pulled all my lemons and limes out of this vase and filled it with ornaments and some fairy lights. Those are all ornaments I've gotten on clearance over the years and slowly filled the vase up. Got my showery baby over here, just smelling like heaven. So fragrant and lovely. And usually I have a few all white phals that I stick in here. They're normally just starting to go into spike right now, but this year the month of August was so cool that they went into spike very early, so their flowers are coming off. So they're not going to be in the window this year. That's alright though, because I think I have a few Aussie dens that are pretty much all white that I could throw in here. I might even just have some, I don't know. That's something I'll have to figure out and see what's spiking. But, or, I mean, if I see some, cheap $5 phals, maybe I'll just buy a couple and throw them in there. Because I like that they come up and they droop and they had a nice wintry effect. And I did go out here. There was a vine. I did, a while ago, I was like, hey, this vine's everywhere. And I did, a before and after thing. I just got really startled. The pool company just showed up and all of a sudden there are people outside. But yeah, so I got the vine out of the window. Hopefully when the sun comes back out, that's going to light things up enough for these guys, because they're not doing much. They need more light. So I do think there'll probably only be a few days till the leaves are out of that magnolia, and that should help a lot. Can I just say, Tucker, you're the worst guard dog ever. There are people out of nowhere just walking all over the backyard. And you just... nothing. I think this says something about how well the door seals. This is the invoice thing from the pool closed, and it says on here, 1 anchor is rounded out. I know! That's what we pay you for. You're supposed to fix those things. Goodness, so I guess the pool's closed up. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, that's sad. But on the bright side, I can get these leaves cleaned up, finally. The reason I haven't is because I didn't want to blow them around and have them all just end up back in the pool, so now I can do that. It's not happening now. That doesn't sound like fun. But I mean, later. Oh. Really? Really? I mean, I'm not really a fan of those curtains either, but really? This is why the string can't hang down. You have to keep it tied up, or else he climbs up there. Or she. What are you doing? Why are you screaming? And you've confiscated my ladder. Plunk in. Plunk in. Oh, these animals rule my life. What are you doing, bud? Look at what you doing. What you doing? You admiring my masterpiece? Made a wreath 2 years ago, but I'm still very proud of it. So shiny. Okay, gonna go ahead and pop these guys up. Now, you may notice one's missing. It's because I had to do some preparatory work with that one. I'm going to be trying some different things here. This is that Fertilome orchid bark that I've added hydrostone to. You know, the more I've gone through and messed with this stuff, I'm not a fan of this bark mix. It is very messy. There's a lot of chunky peat in it. But if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I've been talking about having humidity struggles, which I do have a plan of action for, but it'll be several weeks till I can get that in motion. So I'm not as concerned about the chunky peat, just because things are rather dry in here. So if anything, it might be helpful. And I'm probably more than likely going to end up repotting these all together in the spring, early, or I guess I should say late spring, when things are actively growing. Like when they're like, whoa, it's hot, and they start to take off, I'll go ahead and repot them at the very beginning. Because I prefer to use like an Orchiata mix, or I think I've said before, there's a bark blend from SVO, Sunset Valley Orchids, that is amazing. I don't know why, I love it. It's very clean, the nice little pieces, and it's a good blend. This is garbage, but it's what I have to work with, so it'll have to do for right now. I'm not doing the pebbles or river rocks for right now because there's water retention issues. I'll give that a try in the summer when things are more active and I can keep them hydrated more easily. For now, this will have to do. And I've already gone through here and done a fair amount of root pruning, cut out as much dead stuff as I could without affecting the live growth. This particular epidendrum does not have much on it, and I was able to figure out this is the Lakeview Angel, which is one of my favorites, so I really want her to do well. This one over here, I don't know what its specific name was, but it had like a sparkly magenta-like flower on it, and it's been pretty, and the roots on this one have a lot more going on, so I'm much more confident in this one surviving over this one. I put some cinnamon on there, but it looks like it came off. I actually may go ahead and sprinkle these with some sulfur powder real quick. Yeah, I might do that. So I went ahead and I twist-tied these together just so they're about the same level, so when I put them in here, they'll behave a little bit better. I'm not going to be filling this pot to the brim. I'm mostly just going to be stacking around it. And doing this with one hand might be kind of tricky, so it may be more like a bouncing back and forth sort of thing. So I got this all filled up and done. I thought about top dressing it, but I don't really think that's necessary. Things should be fairly moist with where I'm going to be keeping these on this shelf over here where I flush water through fairly often. The epidendrums, for me, I've never had an issue with them rotting before, unless it was too cold. So I'm not terribly concerned about that. If I can find a stake, I am going to throw that in there, though. Although, I mean, it's fairly stable, considering. But really, no movement is better for root development. So, hey, that's okay for now. That one's done. You know, sometimes I used to put packing peanuts on the bottom of my pots. And that worked really well, but I'm out. I don't have any. I could use the hydrostone, which actually would work better than packing peanuts, I think. The thing I don't like about packing peanuts is that they float, so if I have to do a soak, then they float right up. Although you can see the hydrostone floats too. It doesn't float with the same, I don't know, what would you say? The same, it's not, I don't know. It's not as floaty. That's not the word. Buoyant. It's not as buoyant. But it does still float. I'm trying to pull out the pieces of junk that are in this blend. That looks like it's about the right height. Maybe a smidge too high, but I think that's good. And done with that one. You know, one thing I'm liking is I'm seeing that the roots are greening up, like, just from being in contact with this mix. Because I have it soaking, so That's a pretty good sign that I haven't even watered them today. And, I mean, they're a little moist this morning because I trimmed their roots. It's best to make sure their roots are moist when you give them a trim. Or I should say damp, because for some reason some people don't like the word moist. I don't understand that. But, yeah, so I am still kind of moving some stuff in here because I want to make sure that any roots, like these roots over here, that don't want to focus, I want to make sure there's something under them, specifically this hydrostone. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have noticed that whenever I unpot an orchid that has this hydrostone in it, the roots are almost always attached to it. They like it. I like it because it's porous. I'm going to talk about that more here in just a second. So the last two I need to do, I'm potting up straight up into the hydrostone. And I think I need to put more in that cup. Not too much, though. The only reason I'm using the hydrostone, I should say, for the last two, which are both dendrobiums, is because these two orchids, the other one's off camera, you can't see it right now, but they had what looked to be like a fair amount of rot on them. So I want to make sure they're in a really clean, sterile medium. So this is what I have to work with. And to do this properly, I need to set the camera down. Ideally, these will be a little bit smaller, but this will work for now. So if you don't know, I water my orchids with water from this aquaponics tub back here. So if there's rot on an orchid, I would prefer for it to be in a medium that is more sterile. However, this is very porous, so it can harbor a lot of fungus and bacteria if I'm not careful. So I have to keep an eye on it. The hydrostone, it holds water. It also, in my opinion, I've noticed it dries out fairly fast. So it'll help hold some moisture in there, hopefully keep the humidity up. I can already see the condensation forming in there. This would probably be a good opportunity for me to try the water culture, semi-water culture, whatever you want to call it, but it's not that time of year for me to be experimenting, and I don't know if this is a medium I'd want to use either because it floats, so not ideal. But that's the reasoning behind that. There's not going to be the breakdown of orchid bark in there, which is just going to produce more and more mess. So this will grow bacteria. It's also going to grow beneficial fungus, though, the mycorrhiza fungus, which is important for root development. So I think it will be okay. I don't know. We're going to have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. It'll be our own little fun experiment. Last orchid. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so frustrated right now. I was just getting ready to edit this week's vlog, and like half the footage is gone. I was repotting the orchids, and that was like a two-part thing. Half of it's gone. So I'm just gonna try and fill in the gaps as best as I can. Let's bang this out real quick. So I repotted all these guys, got them moved over here. But the part that cut off was me repotting this guy, which sucks, because it's like, this is what needs the most explanation. This particular dendrobium only has like a section of roots like this big on it by like that deep. So I wanted to put it in this cup with this lid so it's a little bit more stable. The slits open up here so air can move through. I have holes in the sides. I will probably end up going through and putting more holes up here. I've grown orchids like this before and it was fine. That's that in a nutshell. There was so much more. I'm really disappointed that I didn't get to talk about that more. So after that happened, I moved these over here. I picked up some of my other orchids that I had been rehydrating and pulled them out and moved them over to my orchid stands. I talked about how I have a tendency to overwater my Oncidium twinkles. Every single year it happens, so I need to back off of that, but it's in spike, which is exciting. And then while I was over here, I went on about sunlight. I moved a lot of the stuff that was over here on this table. I have dormant pots down here and just extra pots that I'll be using for future videos. Sort of over here as well. My Curcumalonga's down there sleeping. And I have most of my Hidden Valley hibiscus up here, but I have to watch them for light because they're not getting much. I need to rearrange my orchid stand. I need to move my cats down to the sunny area, the cattleyas that is, and my Oncidiums down there, and bring my phals over this way, and my Paphiopedilums and Fragipidiums. As far as the light's concerned for the hibiscus, I was saying that, what was I saying? Oh, that if they're not getting a lot of light, then they need to be kept cool and more on the dry side, which is okay because this is the cool, dry area where I keep those types of plants, like the oleander, the agaves. It's not the type of environment you keep hibiscus in, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on these guys. A lot of morning sun comes through here, especially once the leaves are done falling off the trees. So I think they'll be okay, but I'm going to give it about a week, see how they're doing. Maybe I'll have to move them. Okay, and then I had a little mini rant because I've learned that organic potting mix I've been using, that the fungus gnats really love that stuff. So I need to sprinkle some of the mosquito pellet granule things over here to help get rid of them. They're annoying. And then I oogled and awed at how well the Senecio roliensis is doing. This is one I repotted in the video back in October. And it is really liking its life in the garage. Lots of new growth. All this stuff down here, new. The little leaflets, the little beads are nice and shiny. It's happy, which makes me happy. And then I came over here and I talked about how I don't really know what's going on in this week's vlog, because I don't. It's been a chaotic week. I filmed 4 videos this week, and then doing that on top of vlogging, my brain just kind of gets scrambled and I have trouble keeping up with what was vlog and what was just like separate specific videos. So how much plant stuff is in here, I don't know, but I do know that at the very least the orchid repotting's in here. So that's good. And then I mentioned how this hibiscus, the Seminole Pink, is blooming better in here than it was outside. There's probably a variation of reasons for that. And that it's lanky and I need to thin it out. Whew, man, now if I could just be that quick and to the point with everything, these vlogs would go so much faster. But where would the fun be in that? None. There would be none. That wouldn't be fun. My Heronia zebrina got nice flowers on it. I think I'm going to do a video on this and the Stapelia family. There's a lot of videos on these guys, so I don't know if I will, because it's kind of like been there, done that. It's all over YouTube. But I've had people ask about it, so perhaps I'll do that. Alright, I feel like that pretty much catches things up, but now the awkward part is I'm just gonna probably transition into me saying bye-bye. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe some editing magic, or maybe I won't feel like it. I don't know. I don't know. My camera turned off. Don't know what that's about, but I was saying that I need to be a little bit more diligent about leaf cleaning, because you want clean leaves if you want your plants to absorb light properly and be able to photosynthesize properly and whatnot. That's one of the reasons, though, that I got an air filter this year, to help keep the air a little bit cleaner, because with all these potted plants, the dirt and everything, I probably do a leaf cleaning about once every 6 weeks or so, and I really think it should be more often than that. So that's something I may go ahead and add to my routine, you know, just a quick leaf cleaning. I usually just do like a drop of soap in a spray bottle with usually bottled water, because my tap water is very hard and it leaves spots, so that kind of defeats the purpose. This Tempensis is doing okay. I had this over here because I thought it was a little bit dehydrated, but I think it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think you need to be over here anymore. Well, for right now, you're going to go... Oh, that's not going to work. There. For now. Alright, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I apologize if this is a mess, except I don't really, because my vlogs are always a mess. So, you know you kind of love it a little bit, or else you wouldn't be here. Hey, speaking of loving it, hit the thumbs up. That helps a lot. YouTube seems to require that now. If you don't say, give me a thumbs up, then you don't get... It's just... I have some frustrations with YouTube right now. That's a rant for another time. Because it is way too beautiful of a day to be complaining about that nonsense. But I did mean that. If you want to, hit that thumbs up button. And don't be a butthead and hit the thumbs down. Just don't do anything if you don't like me, okay? I'm fine with that. Don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. I upload multiple times a week. You can find me on Snapchat, Trop Plant Party, Instagram, Tropical Plant Party, and Twitter, Tropical Plant JC. I'm most active on Twitter. All of those things are listed on my YouTube page as well. I really hope everybody's doing well. Comment down below. I love talking to y'all. Hope you're having a great time, great weekend, if it's the weekend for you, whenever you're watching this. Hopefully life is just full of joy and loveliness for you right now. And as always, keep on growing, everybody. Bye-bye.